Well, hello everyone, and welcome to round 9 of the SFR GT Challenge. This is the GTC3 division live from Interlagos, Brazil. And I got my broadcasting partner back in the booth with me, Rodrigo. How you doing tonight, bud?
Really, really good. Really excited to be here again. Last race, I had to miss the broadcast because of certain matters. But I am unbelievably glad to be back, and I am very excited to catch back up with this. And yep, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we missed you last week. Red Bull Ring was pretty exciting. There was a lot of close battles. Let's run through a few things right now before we get into this race. We have in the standings for the Drivers' Championship, we have from Rockefeller, One Wing, who's having a tremendous season, actually. Started in the Porsche, moved to the Ford GT, and he's been looking forward ever since. Then you got Magic Man in the Vet, who's having a really great season. So really exciting for those two guys on their team. And then you have the BDRT driver, the veteran, the man from BDRT, J Rod, who shout out to him, who hosts this division. So a lot of extra work on his plate. And you could see in the frame here, number 43, we have BDRT Twilight actually is in the mix. Death Scythe from BDRT. He's also in the mix. We don't know if he's going to come back or not, so we'll have to figure that out. And then you got RWB Little Mac, who's on pole right now in the vet. So you have three vets that are really been pretty powerful, along with Twilight, and make it four. And then you got that Ford in between with One Wing that's really shaking it up. But I'll tell you what, you got Prec Cruz, who's been new to the GT3 series division. Last round was his first round, but he's no stranger to the SFR GT Challenge. So you have to watch out for him. And then you also have RWV Joey Canoli, who's been putting down some serious qualifying times. He had Bathurst. He had really good Bathurst, but we know he unfortunately went into the downhill sector and got it all out of control there. But yeah, so we have Prec Cruz, and then we have Canoli and Anubis. We have Mdez. I don't know if you saw last week, Rodrigo, but Mdez took one on the chin because he was coming out of T2 and he was in a great position. I think it was P3, battling for the podium early on, and he ran it, binned it into the wall, unfortunately. But he stuck it out and he gave it a good show. So really, tonight is pretty much anyone's game from Interlagos. Tough track, you know it really well. What do you think about this track today? It's in the morning here, so a lot different from last week in damp conditions.
I am particularly interested in like the exit of the final corner. I think it's Yung Sao, and we've got a pretty huge straight down into turn one that makes our best passing opportunity. But also after the Sena S, after turn three down to turn four, also a pretty big straight, and then way into the technical sections, deep into the track through sector two, and Bico de Pato, which is the 10th corner. I think the perhaps the slowest corner on the track. It's a pretty good passing opportunity. Ferradura, which is the fast, I think, right-hander into turn six, and then the next corner, turn seven, which actually those two corners are connected, and that's a pretty good passing opportunity too, even though it's a bit harder. But hey, this track is a pretty legendary track. Interlagos means between the legs, and hosts to many championship deciders on many motorsports. You know, I think it's better known for Formula One, or at least I know it personally. But I think it's an incredible track, and we are on for a treat in here.
Indeed it is. Yeah, you do see many. I would agree with you. It's more or less known for Formula One, but they have plenty GT3 races here that do put on a show. So Way to shot out those corners there, and every corner on the button. That's why you are who you are, Rodrigo. So we'll leave that up to you from here on out. And we're looking at J-Rod's view right now. So we have Little Mac on pole from RWB. We'll run through them real quick. As you can see on the upper left-hand side, J-Rod from BDRT, one wing out-qualified his mate, Magic Man. Prek Cruz in the Audi. BDRT Twilight just in sight there. And Joey Cannoli taking 7th, and Rockefeller's Anubis in 10th in that Viper. So without further ado, let's get going right now. There's the engines revving. We can see J-Rod's on mediums. We can see Little Mac's on softs right off the bat. Magic's on mediums. One Wing's on mediums. So this is going to be interesting for Little Mac and J-Rod.
Here we go. The lights are out. Good getaway from Little Mac. Not so much for J-Rod. One Wing is alongside. He's going around the outside into the Senais in the first corner. Everybody seems to get in there clean. And One Wing, the championship leader, round the outside of J-Rod. Very good overtake. Here we go. Magic Man wanting to get some too into the Red Posta. Here we go. Down into after turn 3. One Wing going defensive. Magic Man and J-Rod, the two Corvettes battling. Will Magic Man try a move on the outside into the Skid do Lago? And he doesn't get it right. He backs out of it. And, well, Little Mac putting on a massive lead right now with all these cars battling behind Catch.
And yeah, indeed. And J-Rod actually just overtook One Wing there, and One Wing's going to have to back out, as he know. This is around the S's. One Wing around the outside.
From his teammates, Magic Man and J-Rod gets the position. No, not yet. They're not done yet. They're still going at it. Here we go. Oh, little bit of contact. No, that's good. That's good. They're still racing down into Jungsao through the final corner of the track. Or well, there are still a few more corners to go, but this is the actual final corner.
What a job by J-Rod, though. What a job by J-Rod to get ahead of that Ford there. And now Magic Man, under pressure, had to release that position to Twilight as he was following J-Rod and One Wing. Twilight winds up taking that position.
What an incredible first lap. Magic Man trying to take a peek down the inside into turn 1, doesn't get it done, but what a battle with J-Rod and One Wing in the first lap, you know, and I didn't think that J-Rod could hold on, you know, he was clearly overtaken by One Wing into turn 1, but gets it back, regains his composure, and that's why these guys are battling it out for the championship.
Yep, and we got Prek Cruz right on the back, on the softs. He's right on the tail of Magic Man. He was able to really get a good launch and stick to that pack off the line there. So Cruz is going to have something to say here because the other guys are on mediums here. We'll see what they do and how long they do it for. Let's go through the field here. We have everybody on mediums except for the leader, Little Mac, and Prek Cruz. Both of those guys are on softs. And we have Joey Cannoli on the mediums holding down 7th. You get an 8th here, Inferno on the mediums ahead of his teammate. And his brother, actually, Anubis in the Viper, both on mediums. Anubis had a really good run last round. Rockefeller's Early Mac on the mediums. And we have Mdez in 11th on the hard. So watch out for him to make a push later on. Good job from these guys.
Cruz on the softs. Putting the pressure on Magic Man. I get the feeling that he's going to lose the drag race through the straight to the Corvette, but he had a look down the inside through turn 14 and couldn't get it done. But now Magic Man is on the slipstream of Twilight, goes to the inside. Will he get it done this time? Breaks later into the first NIS. Looks like he gets it done. Good
He does, and Cruz, we're on board with Cruz. Cruz getting a little loose behind Twilight. And he rails it in. Good save. Now that gives Joey Cannoli an opportunity to get on his tail. And I'll tell you what, Cruz has to get the move on, though, because he has softs on, so...
Ooh, bit of a lock up there. No, not really. He gets through the Skid do Lago, turn 4, right?
Yeah. We
Cruz,
saw...
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. We saw Cruz do that a lot last round at Red Bull Ring, was lock up the rear. and I thought it was due to the conditions of the damp track and the Audi's characteristics, but it might be a driving style for him that we're seeing here, which, you know, could hurt the rears, but he's getting back onto the pack here, but he's really got to put a move on. And as we say that, Magic Man is getting really, really hounded by Twilight here.
Yeah, the two Corvette mans, Magic Man has overtaken him. I think Magic Man conceded a position in lap 1. Magic Man took it back entering lap 3, and now Twilight looking for another position change between these two. These two have overtaken each other 3 or 2 times already in just 3 laps, now about to complete the third one, and it looks like Twilight wants to make a 4th move, and here we go. Takes a little bit of a look. Magic Man looks like he's leaving him room, doesn't get it done, maybe into the second straight, the Reta Posta through Corba do Sol, turn 3. Here we go, he's gonna get the slipstream, flat out all through here, down to turn 4, but he just looks that little bit too far back, does he? Yep, he's just too far back, and actually on the front, J-Rod just goes off the track and gives us that position to One Wing. These two, then again, they are battling for the championship, and you cannot afford to make a mistake like that. As he runs wide again, yeah, you have dirty tires from the previous corner, so the car doesn't have as much grip, so now he's under pressure from Magic Man on the other Corvette.
He is indeed, and actually it is easy to run wide there. That's what J-Rod did. He's got to get his composure back underneath him and just hang tight here and not let One Wing get too far ahead. We know Little Mac is out and about here. We got a 5-car pileup, though, from 2 to 6 here, even 7, and you throw Joey Cannoli in there. And unfortunately for J-Rod, he loses that position, but he gets his composure, still on the podium. Go back to Magic Man, who's chasing him down. But really, the biggest loser out of all this so far has been Pret Cruz. He just can't seem to get around these American muscle cars here and use those softs to his advantage. Although, we got a move coming up here. Looks like Magic Man...
America, Magic Man doesn't get it done. They're still side by side, but J-Rod leaves room. Let's see, I think he'll be tucked in behind through the second straight right here. Maybe with a bit of slipstream down into the skid at Solo in turn 4. Here we go.
And actually, J-Rod lost the position to Magic Man, and Twilight through that sequence, let his teammate hold 4th down. So J-Rod lost the podium there, but he's going to want to get it back now.
Yep, he's taking a look, entering sector 2, but he's made another mistake. He's locked the front tires trying to get down the inside of Magic Man, and almost, Twilight's putting him under pressure. I don't think he'll be looking to attack his teammate right now this early into the race, but yeah, J-Rod doesn't look like himself right now, making a bit of mistakes out here.
A little bit, and it could be that, that one little push wide he got, and he lost that position to One Wing, who's building a lead. J-Rod's down a second on his times through this last sector here. Magic Man running wide, that's going to give J-Rod the inside, and he's going to easily take that.
Yeah, don't know if that was a really good move. Now J-Rod has the whole straight to himself to tuck in behind and get the slip from you'll see right now. I don't know if that was a bit of a tactic from Magic Man, because look, he now gets back alongside with the slipstream. They're going to be side by side into the Senna S turn 1. Tries to outbrake J-Rod, but J-Rod defends really well from Magic Man. Has the move done now.
Really good job. And it's worth noting, if we go through the field here, Cruz, we know on that pack so Joey Cannoli doing a great job in 7th, hanging with this pack, not letting them get too far.
Just to cut in there, Twilight gets the move done on Magic Man, so BDRT both advancing together here. Magic Man running a bit wide through turn 3, the Curva do Sol, and losing another position. Those are 2 positions in just a sector, and Cruz looking strong on his bumper too.
Yeah, we did catch that at the last moment there on camera there, and now Magic Man's got to do some defending here. Let's see what Cruz could do on board with Cruz. Can Cruz do anything in this Audi? And it's worth noting that everybody has done more than the minimum laps here. I would assume that Mdez might have went into the pits because he started on the hards, but we'll have to see. Now, you figure some of these guys might enter the pits, which would give Little Mac and Cruz an open track to run the softs longer. We'll see what they can do here. Let's see what kind of exit speed he gets out of here. Oh, he's got him. He's got a good run here.
Yeah, this is exactly what happened the last time. He's gonna pull alongside, but I don't think that Audi has enough punch, or actually it does. A Magic Man
had a pit.
Into the pit. Yeah,
he had a pit.
Into the pit. Yeah, he couldn't just cut off his fellow racer right there, and he gets it right and goes into the pit.
So Magic Man and Anubis jump in. I'm curious to see here as everything goes on. Where is Mdez here?
Magic Man has switched from the mediums to the hard, so he's getting both mandatory compounds out of the way and then going for the faster racing tire all the way to the end.
Might not be a bad call by Magic Man as he drops down to 7th position here. Anubis going to the softs. What did One Wing do here? Because these guys have yet to pit. Cruz has yet to pit. Twilight yet to pit. J-Rod yet to pit. One Wing has yet to pit. And out in front, you figure Little Mac is coming in right now. Has the fastest lap of the race at a 1:31.8 on the second lap. I would think Little Mac's coming in now. We'll see. And we'll see about, or he might stretch him a little longer. He did stretch him last race, the longest out of any division. He ran 12 laps on soft, so he could stretch his soft runs. We know that. So let's see what the front runners in second place on the mediums do in One Wing. Will he come in, or will they stay out?
Here we go, Little Mac. Little Mac into the pits. He doesn't extend his stint any longer. I think that's a good call. You know, he's built a pretty healthy lead out there, and I don't think his soft tires have much more to give out there.
Okay, so
One Wing
One Wing and J-Rod staying out.
Yeah, on the mediums, which is a strange call. You usually don't want to be on these tires for much longer, but hey, One Wing's leader of the championship. I think J-Rod is either first or second in the championship, so these two guys know what they're doing.
Oh, and look at this. Little Mac's coming out right behind J-Rod. What is Mac on? Little Mac is on soft, so he's, luckily for him, he might only lose a half a track behind J-Rod. If you figure J-Rod and One Wing might go in now, we'll see. Ooh, J-Rod getting twisted.
J-Rod, yeah. J-Rod clipped the grass on entry and just drifts it into the corner.
Little Max just has to stay patient behind them. As you can see, Rodrigo, one thing though about this right now, J-Rod has taken really good care of his tires, even though he had a few offs. And look at the fuel. If you look at him compared to One Wing, that Ford GT just eats fuel. Little Mac trying to make a move and get around, but I don't know if it's the right time right now. He's got to know in his head that J-Rod has to be pitting soon.
Yeah, J-Rod, now the whole straight to himself. Now he can use that slipstream to good use. Put that slipstream to good use, I mean, and get him. But I think J-Rod might be coming in. Let's see. And J-Rod,
they stay out again.
No, they're not. They are not coming in. Yeah, I think. I think they know what they're doing. You know, they are up there in the championship for a reason. But I think they've run that thing way too long. Oh, and Little Mac round the outside into the first Senna. That's a pretty good move.
Really good move. Now he's going to chase that One Wing, and you figure it's only a matter of time. It might not be such a bad idea to run those mediums a little longer now. Maybe it might have been a little too long here. We'll have to see as One Wing locks up the rear slightly, and Little Mac looking to make a move on him. So we'll stay with this battle for a moment, and we'll see what Little Mac and what One Wing does. Will One Wing and J-Rod go in here, essentially racing each other? Net lead is Little Mac, but Little Mac has yet to run mediums or hards. So we have two drivers we know. Oh, he's going for a move here.
Doesn't look like he can get it done. Yeah.
I'll tell you what. One Wing has been defensive. He's got the elbows out. He won't let you by easily, and rightfully so. But those drivers behind them. Oh, One Wing running a little wide there. That's going to give it to him.
He's not wide. Yeah. They've lost a bit of time, I think. No, they haven't lost any time to J-Rod. J-Rod not being able to close in, but I'll think they have to be coming in now, and no, they are still not coming in. It's been 9 laps, and they've almost run their tires double the distance. Like you only want, or the mandatory distance is 5 laps on these tires, but they've already run it 10 laps almost.
And Canoli ran 9 laps as he goes into the pits on medium, so not an unpopular choice here. And look at how much better J-Rod has taken care of his tires than One Wing. But still, those mediums, you look at those lap times, 133, 133, 132. Same thing for One Wing, 133, 133, 132. You look at the softs here, you know, Little Mac was caught up in traffic here, but he was really lapping almost a second faster on the soft. So let's get an update through the field here. We got a whole gaggle in right now as Magic Man. Something must have happened to Magic Man as he had front and rear damage. We just missed that. We don't know what happened there, but he is on the hards and he has Joey Canoli.
Anubis overtaking Twilight right behind, and these two are going side by side through the second sector, the tightest sector of the track. And Anubis, we haven't seen much of him, I don't think, this season, but up in P6.
Well, he's got a podium on the year, and he had a really good job last round at Red Bull Ring. He came in 5th position, I believe, but you can see damage on the front end of Anubis's car, which leads you to believe that maybe him and Magic Man must have had some sort of run-in somewhere, somehow, because Magic Man had damage. Finally, you have One Wing entering the pits here. And so did J-Rod, so they're on the same strategy here.
Yeah, but J-Rod with a bit more fuel, and that Ford GT is first.
Yep, and One Wing goes on the softs as J-Rod goes on the hard, so going to be interesting to see. This might work out for J-Rod because of the fact that other drivers behind him are also on the hards. So what One Wing needs to do right now is really build the biggest gap he can possibly build while J-Rod goes 5 laps. You would not figure he'd go any more. Canoli overtaking Anubis there, and he overtook Magic Man. Now Canoli in 4th with Anubis on his tail, and Anubis has the softs on, so it's a tight track to make passes on, but Anubis is looking for it as Magic Man and Twilight dip back in on the hards, looking to stay line abreast here, but Joey Canoli is giving Anubis a hard time. Anubis needs to just focus in, take his time, realize that Viper is going to have major pace on the back straight, and get the move done when he can.
Yeah, he's going to have to do it on the exit of Jungshao in turn 12, which is the one coming up next. Those soft tires getting some wear.
A lot of wear.
Yeah, he wants to put them to good effect while they're still in good condition. So here we go into the straight. He's going to slip from Joey Canoli. Joey Canoli with a pretty good showing, I must say, and our, I think, unluckiest driver this season. He's on the racing hard and he's in 4th position. I think I get the feeling he's going to lose that position now, but no,
he put up a defense. He put up a defense there, and
that's how you do it, yeah.
It is. What a job by Joey Canoli on the racing hards, keeping Anubis on the softs and the Viper with top-end speed at bay. As we saw Magic Man dip into the pits to get rid of those hards, and so does MDez. So Magic Man and MDez, tick off your list. They are done. They're softs from here on out.
That's good for them, yeah. I think that most people might be done their mandatory tire compass, maybe, and I know for sure One Wing and J-Rod aren't done. J-Rod will be done in lap 15, I think, as he came in lap 10, so...
Yeah, but, and One Wing took the softs, J-Rod took the hards, so One Wing has got to still run the hards at some point. So we'll get back to that shortly, but this is a great job by Joey Canoli holding off Anubis here.
Yeah, I think it's the only battle we've got going on the track right now, but take a bow, Joey Canoli, and hard tires versus racing soft tires, and Anubis cannot find a way past. I thought he had it done already, but he clearly doesn't, and Joey Canoli, yeah, as I was saying, perhaps our unluckiest driver this season, but getting the work done in Interlagos right here. Here we go again.
Oh, bump drafting. That's not what you want to do from Anubis as Joey Canoli goes defensive Twilight in the pits. And again, Joey Canoli holds him off. Cruz in the pits.
Runs a bit wide. Canoli runs a bit wide. Let's see. No, he's miscalculated. It has Anubis. Yeah, cannot get it done yet again as he touches the back of Joey Canoli. And Joey Canoli, I think he won't be having to worry about Anubis in a bit as his tires are well and truly shot.
Yes, indeed they are. But this, I got to tell you, Rodrigo, this is an amazing job by Joey Canoli here.
Yeah, well, we agree on that. The racing softs are clearly a much faster tire, and now I don't know if they will, as they're a lot more worn out. But well, Anubis not giving up, and Joey Canoli not giving way. So I must say, it takes two to tango. So these two putting on a great show right here.
Yeah, and creeping up in the background is Magic Man on the softs now. So we'll see. We'll see if Anubis gets lucky here and has Joey Canoli dip in. This might be Joey Canoli's 5th lap on the hard, so he might be able to dip in. And I'll tell you what, if he was able to run basically 5 laps with some soft runners and holding off Anubis that long, that's just unbelievable. His job is completely done. Nope, he's got one more lap, and Anubis actually goes in.
Anubis going for the undercut. Yeah, those tires were pretty worn out. I don't know if he's been on those since lap 1. Looking at the lap times, he might have been. So to run the softs 13 laps, to be honest, that's also pretty impressive. Now he's switching to the racing hard.
Yeah, that's a good call on your part. I wonder if he was. We weren't able to get a tire update because we had so much going on in the early beginning here, but that might be the case. Joey Canoli only down 5/10 on his time, where he started on the mediums and now he's on the hards. Yeah, he's got a little bit less fuel, but what a job he's doing. Magic Man closing him in as Canoli will pit and net lose that spot. Twilight in behind, also on the softs. Anubis goes hards now. So let's get a look at Cruz. Cruz goes hard, so Cruz is going to get his minimum mandatory compounds out of the way, and he will be a factor later on in the race again as those positions start to fluctuate. We have Mdez and Inferno in the 911s taking a battle here. Both of them on softs as Little Mac pits. So Little Mac pitting on 14.
Yeah, leader is in the box. Yeah. I wonder now if he'll use a different racing tire to the softs, because he's been running that all the way, and his rivals will have an upper hand later on in the race as he is still running that soft tire. So that's pretty interesting. He's gonna 7-7, so he's gonna pit on lap 7, then 14.
Oh.
And I get the feeling he'll be pitting on lap 21 again.
Yep, and he loses the lead there to One Wing, who has some worn sauce. One Wing's got the fastest lap of the race, 131.2, but looks like he's been taking care, now that he has some clean air, he's been taking better care of these softs than he did his mediums. Now him and J-Rod ran 10 laps on the mediums. What do they do on the softs? That's gonna be something to see here. I mean, are they gonna go 8? Are they gonna go 9? Are they gonna go 7? It really all comes down to strategy here, Rod, and that fuel. Now you take a look at the fuel there on the Ford GT, and you take a look at the vet fuel right there. I mean, that's about a 10-liter difference here, which can come back to bite One Wing here, but he's just concerned about keeping up his pace here. So we've got One Wing out in front, a pit stop down on Little Mac. J-Rod inherits 3rd place back on the racing hard, so great job by J-Rod to hold on to this. Still on the hards here. I don't know when he pit.
This is his final lap. This is his final lap in the compound. Yeah, he pitted on 10. This is his 5th lap, and I think he'll be coming in. Here we go.
So him and Canoli are coming in. Let's see J-Rod.
Yeah,
J-Rod's in. Let's see what he does. Does he do any fuel? Splash and dash maybe? And will he lose this spot to Magic Man? Let's see here.
Joey Canoli is also in. And J-Rod takes a bit of fuel.
Yep, took a splash.
Back on the racing stuff. And he's done the medium tires, now he's on the soft tires, and he's out way behind Magic Man, but I'm pretty sure he's not worried about that. He has more fuel, one more pit stop, so now taking a bit of fuel, and he has his teammate Twilight behind, who I don't think will be trying to bother him too much. I don't think he'll be trying to overtake him, so now he has the fuel, he has the faster tire compound, or actually, yeah, Twilight gets the move done. Whoa.
Yeah. They might have been on the radio together. Twilight's got some hotter tires. J-Rod's got to warm those softs up a little bit, so maybe that was a team order there from BDRT.
We'll see about it, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think there's... Yeah, it might be, but I don't think there's a point Twilight, who's a pit stop down, being ahead, but I guess there's no I in the team, but an M and an E.
Exactly, indeed. Well, we've seen BDRT work in tandem throughout the season, which they do to almost perfection, so that's really good to see here. And they are not too far there behind Magic Man, so again, something happened to Magic Man. We don't know what it was, but look at the front bumper there, and you can see Anubis's front bumper. When we panned out the Magic Man, he had damage in the front and in the rear. So
here we go. J-Rod, sorry, giving a bum draft to Twilight. So they are indeed currently working together. I think that J-Rod is the fastest driver at the moment, so I think he should be the one ahead. But J-Rod not looking to overtake his teammate right now, but they're bum drafting each other.
And you know what, though? J-Rod always does play it calm, cool, and collective, and he has a plan. And so does Twilight, and they usually execute that plan to perfection. Although we've seen J-Rod a few times this season come up with a little bit longer stints than we would like, but let's ride on board with the man in the vet who's currently in third place and see how he navigates beyond his teammate here. Take you through the center sections of Interlagos. Beautiful, beautiful track and beautiful scenery in the background here.
Yep, here we go through turn 9, Pinheirino. I'm surprised he does that in first gear. I think he'll rather do it in second to save a bit of fuel, but now turn 10, Bico de Pato, which means a Dax Peak, which I don't really know who named these corners, but that's pretty interesting.
One wing in the pits.
Through turn 12, Yungsao, and one wing, in the pits, as you were mentioning. He has a lot less fuel than J-Rod, and I get a feeling that J-Rod has been gaining time on him. So it'll be interesting to see where he comes out, as he is also taking some fuel.
And two vets side by side. Is this where J-Rod's going to go back in front? And he will. And they were...
No. Twilight doesn't let off, really. Well, now he does. He has to concede that spot, but actually good work by BDRT right there. I think that J-Rod now, Twilight's tires are a bit past it right now. They're a bit worn out, so it's time for J-Rod to go. He has more fuel, the fresher tires, and he needs to push forward.
Let's take a look and see what One Wing took. Oh, One Wing's got some damage in the front there. How are these guys getting damage that we don't see? I mean, One Wing does hold the fastest lap of the race. Maybe did he hit the pit wall? It looks like he must have hit the pit wall, Rodrigo, somehow.
He was driving on his own, so I don't think...
Yeah, and he had just come out of the pits. There, we caught him when he was coming around that. There was nowhere else that he could have done, but besides hit the pit wall, he must have hit the pit wall there.
I think so, yes. Maybe he did.
All right, so when we look at Little Mac is almost crossing the finish line right now, running a flawless race here, just putting in consistent laps. He blew away the field last week, Rodrigo. He was about 17 seconds ahead by the end of the day. So he really did put on a show at Red Bull Ring, and he's putting on another one right now, as he's about, I gotta say, probably about 8 to 10 seconds ahead of One Wing right now. Magic Man back in. J-Rock continues on, obviously. He's got the fuel. He's got the fresher tires. Twilight continuing on, less fuel than his teammate, and is getting on some worn softs. Joey Cannoli got a decent amount of fuel and some fresher tires, so watch out for this man. Here we go. Mdez in the pits coming out. Mdez has some scratches on his bumper too. See what happened to him. The 911s are usually strong here, Rodrigo, so I would like to see Mdez and Inferno push, see what they can get done at Interlagos here.
Yeah, I think they can still get back up there, you know, on the soft tires now, on the faster racing tires. So I am interested indeed on what these two can do, but well, still a solid showing, you know, in P8 and P9. But I wonder what has happened to Cruz. You know, we had him in P5 or 6 battling on the front pack, but now he's not looking in such a great shape. You know, granted, and not even half the, well, barely even half the race gone right now. So still time to get back up there.
Yeah, I think Cruz is in for a top. He could be in the top 5 showing potentially when this is all said and done. He's got fuel. He's on his softs. He's not that far behind 8th and 9th place right now, the Porsches. Early Mac is on softs with fuel again as well. So these guys electing to go with fuel early on and taking it pretty much to the end. So we'll have to see how that pans out for these guys as Little Mac is coming up into the S's right now here. And One Wing, J-Rod. It's a little bit of a lull time right now in the race here as we go through the pit strategies and pit cycles here. Joey Cannoli, everybody's kind of distancing out here as Magic Man setting a purple. Coming through Sector 1 here. And we don't really have too many battles right now.
Yeah, it's a hardest stage on the race right now for commentators, as we can see on the minimap. Every one of those cars, every one of those arrows, slightly distance for each other. So bear with us. We won't be able to talk much on this stage of the race, but
well, we could take a look at these 911s. Sorry to cut you off, as Mdez just gets a little bit out of shape there, but these 911s are going at tandem here, tandem battle here, both on the soft tires.
Yeah, they look to be on the same strategy.
Mdez with a little bit more fuel. Let's take a ride on board with Inferno. See how these Porsches navigate through here.
Down into turn 11, Mergulo, that's the name of the corner, and pretty tough pronunciation in Portuguese. But now turn 12, Jung Sao, he'll be looking to get a slipstream into the straight. Don't know if he's close enough to get a bit of a draft, but yeah, these two Porsches keeping their distance, but yeah, working in tandem, as you said, you know, but not really a battle on the track at the moment.
Yeah, and he did set his fastest lap of the race there, and you know, these Porsches, they were, you know, after the BOP at Gran Turismo, they used to be really, really strong here at Interlagos. Not saying that they're still not. We saw Tremblay and GTC1 has made his move to the Porsche for the remainder of the season. He had a spin right off the gate, right out of the bat, and he wound up collecting himself and put on a good showing. So these Porsches do have pace here. Mdez is a great driver, and Inferno is certainly making his way, but we know Tremblay is one of the top drivers in GTS as well. As we have Little Mac in the pit, so let's see what happens with him. What is he going to do here? Does he take a compound tire here? He does not.
No, not yet. So he's been in lap 7, 14 and 21, and once again you get the feeling that he'll be in again in lap 28. So that's when he'll have the final 10 or 11 laps, and he'll have to take the hard and medium combat of tires. So Magic Man and One Wing are, no, sorry, J-Rod and One Wing are, I would say, 10-15 seconds back currently on the track, but
no, One Wing, One Wing, J-Rod and Cannoli, you might mean. Well, One Wing came out, Little Mac came out right in front of One Wing, so One Wing is right on Little Mac's rear right now for the battle of the lead of this race.
Damn, yeah. One Wing, I think he's looking in pretty good shape, you know, even though he has a bit less fuel than Little Mac still has to use both racing hards and racing mediums. So I think that currently, if he can extend his stop stints as long as possible, maybe he has one stop to go, but most surely it's gonna be two stops. He has less fuel, but he's gonna be at the faster compound towards the end. So
yeah, exactly. And that's gonna be interesting, because if One Wing can stick with Little Mac here, even though he's going to be into a different pit cycle, or like you just mentioned, Little Mac is going to have to take the racing hards and the racing mediums towards the end of the race here. So, going to be really interesting to see what happens here. Let's get a brush through. J-Rod still holding that podium position, which is big for his championship contentions here. Magic Man in 4th place. Cannoli is in 5th in the pits. Will he jump? Well, I did see Twilight come in. So Cannoli's all fueled up. It looks like he might need a little bit more fuel. I'm not sure if a half a tank will get him there to the end. Will he lose a position to Cruz? No, Cruz is way too far here. So Inferno.
Yeah, he's out of place right there, as it was showing. He wasn't in 9th, he's in P5, and Anubis and Twilight for 6th place going side by side into turn 4.
Surely
Anubis
it's Twilight's.
Both on the soft compounds here, but Twilight more fuel, newer tires, gets it done.
And Twilight, yeah, Twilight is filled up. This is going to be, Anubis is looking for a move to the inside here. Little bumping.
Yeah, a little frosty right there. Anubis gives up the position, I think.
Yeah, that was the right move.
But yeah, I think it was a pretty good move right there to give back the position, as he made a mistake and ran into Twilight, but now Twilight is free to push forward as he's looking in good shape for a top 5.
Yeah, and the interesting thing there is with Twilight is he has more fuel, even though him and Cannoli now are on similar strategies. Cannoli has less fuel, so if Twilight could run down Cannoli here, Cannoli's going to have to put a little bit more fuel in the tank when he does make his next pit stop, and that might come back to bite him. But right now, Cannoli doing a solid job holding down 5th place and holding off Twilight and Anubis, who are, quick drivers, especially Twilight. I mean, he's in 4th place in this championship, or 5th. But again, everything is so up for grabs in this championship. It could go any way. As you see, those 2 Porsches now start to make their way back into the frame. So you can't count these guys out either. Now MDE's holding on to a solid 8th place. Inferno's going to need to pit for fuel though here. So Cruz is good to go with fuel. He's going to have to put a move on here, which he can still do in the Audi. And then you have Mac in the Beamer. Really not too much of a favorable track for Mac. I knew that going in, but he's pushing hard going through here. So Little Mac and One Wing at the front here. Little Mac's got about a comfortable 1.5 second gap on One Wing here. So
yeah, One Wing, his tires have taken quite a beating, and I think he's still got 2 more stops to go, and so does Little Mac, and I think so does J-Rod, who's a bit more far back, but has more fuel than both these drivers up front. So I think he has an outside shot for a race win. We cannot count him out yet, he's been 3rd in the championship, and we'll see about it soon. He has newer tires than One Wing, so that also means if he can extend this stint, he'll have newer tires toward the end of the race.
Yep, and he has the fastest lap of the race so far, so he's he knows how to put him down. So J-Rod looking good. This is getting interesting though, Rodrigo. This is really unpredictable here between 1 through 3rd, and if we even look at 4th place here, Magic Man, he's got some more fuel here. So all the guys electing to go with different strategy here. It's pretty interesting and remarkable that we see so many different strategies take place, even though we have the other divisions that are seeing and seeing what other drivers do, it always seems to never amaze me that GTC3 does come up with different strategies, and you could say they have the benefit of doing something different, or they could just be copycats. But you know what? I give these guys credit here in this division because it is the most interesting division. It's got the most toss-ups from week to week, and you see these guys pull out different strategies left and right.
Yeah, you're right about that, and I think that it's pretty interesting because towards the end of the race, they all seem to always come together. You know, we always seem to have something up for grabs. So I think that today will be no exception to that. As we speak, Magic Man comes into the pits. He looked a bit in no man's land at the moment, but pretty sure he can still try that and take a shot for that podium.
Yeah, he's going. Yeah, he's going for the undercut on Twilight and Cannoli. I believe that's what he's doing there.
Yeah, Cannoli might be getting out ahead at the moment. I think Cannoli hit it earlier actually, so I think it's Cannoli jumping Magic Man. And will he be out ahead of Twilight? They're side by side through the Red Costa. And no, he's behind Twilight, who's and if you look at the tires and the fuel right now, as Twilight was in a purple sector. These two are on the same strategy. These three are on the same strategy. Both Cannoli, Twilight, and Magic Man on a similar strategy. So we've got a three-way battle for P4, and we've got two people battling at the moment, two drivers battling for P1.
Yeah, and this,
and
you know, this is something unbelievable here because this has championship implications here, all the way from 1 through 6 right now here. We'll keep an eye on this as One Wing is in the pits. Is he going to take fuel? He has to take fuel for sure. J-Rod in. Okay. Yeah. So we'll come back to this in a minute here with Cannoli leading this 3-0 pack. Let's see what J-Rod and One Wing do. J-Rod is jumping One Wing because of the fuel, or did he?
No, I don't think
so.
No,
he didn't? Okay.
Yeah, he's way too far back. But he has also taken a bit more fuel, so I think that One Wing will. He still has one more stop to go, so he might still want to refill. And right here for the battle for P5, both Magic Man and Twilight going at it. They were side by side for the first turn. I think Magic Man has retaken the spot he lost in the pits. And he went round the other side of Twilight through that first turn. It's pretty impressive move right there.
Yeah, it's going to be a draft slipstream game as Twilight gets a little loose there. It's easy to do coming out of that corner, especially in the dirty air. But this is going to be a battle for slipstream here, and we'll see if Magic Man can close in on Cannoli here, who's having a heck of a race. I do say so myself here in 4th place, and I got to say, so far the highlight of the race has been Cannoli keeping Anubis at bay on the racing hard tires. What a job by him.
Yeah, pretty good. He's put on a show today, and he's been rewarded currently with 4th place. It's looking like it could stay like that, but Magic Man behind him pushing really hard on newer softs and with more fuel, so...
And we got Anubis in 7th in the Viper, and Mdez is closing in very, very quickly on Anubis here. So that 911 is coming to life from Mdez here late, which is what you want to see. And here is Cruz in 9th, and he's got another 911 to deal with on his rear. So it's the battle of the mid-engines here as we come with 9th and 10th. 8th and 9th, 7th and 8th rather are close, and 9th and 10th are really close. And Early Mac actually tagging onto the back there too now. So everybody is kind of catching up here. And
yeah, Early Mac, I thought he would be more far back, but he's not looking too bad right here close to both Cruz and Inferno. So we'll see about him. He'll be looking to get himself off the last position.
Now, will Little Mac come in here, our race leader? Does need fuel.
I think he's coming in.
Yep.
I think he's coming in.
Okay, so...
Race leader in the pits. One Wing, let's remember One Wing was pretty close to him before, so I'm interested to see if One Wing is looking for an undercut right here. Here we go. He's coming into the straight, and I don't think he's. No, he's not close enough. I don't know if Little Mac has enough fuel either, but
Little Mac fueled up for just the stint.
Yeah, Little Mac on the medium tire. So right now, I think One Wing has the upper hand. Will has the upper hand on pace actually, and Little Mac did on the beginning of the race. But now One Wing is looking to attack, and I think he's in pretty good shape to battle for his way to win.
Yeah, this is going to be and One Wing there setting a purple's first sector there. So this is going to get crazy here as Little Mac is on the mediums. He took enough fuel just for that stint. He has a little bit less fuel than One Wing here. So One Wing will be on softs and Little Mac will be on hards, assuming Little Mac can hold this position on mediums. But you have to figure One Wing is going to make up time on those softs, and he's got fresh softs as a matter of fact. So, you know, if you're One Wing, you could actually, you don't have enough fuel, but I was going to say you could run a longer stint on softs if you wanted to and cut that pit stop out, but he's not going to be able to do that. But it's going to be interesting to see here because he's putting down some quick lap times here, and he's going to close in. No mistake, commentator curses. You know, he's going to be able to reel Little Mac in on those mediums. So we will get back to that shortly as we go through the field. And J-Rod running a beautiful race so far. He has fuel to the end. His brand new soft tires. And another solid outing for J-Rod at Interlagos here.
For fourth place right now, Magic Man has been chasing Joey Ganoli right here, and he has newer racing soft tires. So here we go into the straight, and this would be where the DRS opens in Formula 1. And here we go, Joey Ganoli going defensive. He's shown pretty good defensive driving today, but he's no match for Magic Man at the moment, who goes once again, like he did with Twilight, round the outside for the first, and I see impressive driving by both drivers.
Yeah, that was a great move by Magic Man, and a great job by Canoli to leave him enough space there. And I think Canoli, being on those worn softs, is happy to just stick in behind Magic Man. Now, it's interesting here, though, because Magic Man will need to make one more stop, and Canoli is going to make a stop before that, and Canoli will go to the end. So that opens a door for Twilight here, which looks like Twilight and Canoli are on the same strategy. However, Twilight has a lot more fuel than Canoli. So between Canoli, Magic Man, and Twilight, this is gonna be really interesting here, because Magic Man will not come in until you figure maybe lap 33 into 34, while I believe Canoli and Twilight might come in this lap or next at the latest. So it's going to really be a battle between the fuel situation between Twilight and Canoli. Canoli has the position on track, but does he have enough fuel to beat out Twilight here? So we'll see. And Canoli is coming in right now. So, does Twilight... Nope, Twilight doesn't. So this could work out for Canoli here, as Twilight will figure is going to pit next lap.
Perhaps, yeah. Twilight on pretty worn racing stuff, so... but I think he can get the pass done on Canoli through the pits, because he's got a lot more fuel at the moment. I'll say he's got about 50% fuel, so yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, he does. So just to make sure, Canoli exits in 6th place, so he does inherit that still. But he can't sleep because Anubis is behind him here, but Anubis will need to pit and go into... So will Mdez, and Cruz is going to be good. So I'll tell you what, Rodrigo, we have and now we have 2 Rockefeller races at the back, as Mac has made some ground up on his teammate Inferno. So between the tires and the fuel here, it's really coming down to fuel, that we're going to have a battle to the end here between all these positions.
Yeah, we will have a battle, yeah.
And now we go back up to the front here, and we see that One Wing has closed the distance. Yeah, he's closed the
Yeah.
distance here, so
They have about the same fuel. One we have the softer compound, so it will be interesting to see. Although those are taking a bit of wear at the moment, he goes purple, 2.5 tenths purple, so might be right into the slipstream of Little Mac at the moment. So
let's get on
looking
board.
for the go.
There goes Twilight into the pits. So can Cannoli take that 5th position back? We'll get back to that in a second here. Wow, One Wing really closing the distance here now.
Yeah, he is indeed closing the distance, and yeah, let's see whereabouts of Twilight. Twilight, I think, hasn't jumped Joey Cannoli
No,
into the
Cannoli
pit.
got the undercut.
Yeah, he did indeed, but now Twilight has slightly
One
newer soft tires, yeah, and maybe
one
he
lap.
can make an attack.
Yeah, well, that's going to be very interesting to see. How far is Cannoli away from Magic Man here?
I'll say about 10-15 seconds.
Yeah,
But,
so Magic Man, J-Rod, Magic Man look to have sealed up 3rd and 4th, assuming nothing crazy happens with them two. As we get back on the battle for the lead here, One Wing is really put the pressure on now.
yeah, and I think Little Mac still has one more lap to go on the racing medium tires, so you have to try and hold off One Wing right here, as he'll be on the back foot on the last stint with the racing hard tires. So One Wing, I think he needs to be patient. I think he has a good shot at this win, and we'll see about it as Magic Man comes into the pits.
Wow, Magic Man did come into the pit, so he is going to go those 7 laps on those racing softs. Now, does Magic Man get jumped here? I just want to see what happens here between One Wing and Little Mac.
Yeah, Cannoli's in far. Cannoli's in far. Here we go.
There we go.
No, yeah, Magic Man looks to be 2 or 3 seconds up the road at the moment and has more fuel than Joey Cannoli, so we'll see about it.
That's going to be a battle, though. That's going to be an interesting battle.
Three drivers right here, Magic Man, Cannoli, and Twilight within 5 seconds, I'll say.
That's going to be a great battle to the end here. Now, do both of these drivers go until the end here? Or do they pit on this lap together here?
Little Mac cannot go until the end. He has to take the racing hard tire, so he'll be taking them on lap 34 and do the final 5 laps on the racing hard.
Now, I was thinking if I was One Wing here, it was they get a little close, a little tap into the T1.
A little bit too close, yeah, a little bit too close to Little Mac, but he has to be patient. Little Mac will be on the racing hards towards the end of the race, so he just has to be patient. He doesn't have to make anything risky. He's the championship leader, needs to take care of that lead, but he doesn't care about that. Here we go. Next move down into turn 4, yeah. One Wing doesn't take my advice, and I'll say that he's right to not take my advice because he's got the move done.
Yeah, but now he has the not just yet.
Oh, a little bit of contact right there. Little Mac cuts off One Wing, I think, and well, One Wing has got the move done for now. We'll see if he can keep it on the pit lane with fuel. I think they both have about the same amount of fuel, but take a bow, our One Wing, championship leader, taking the race lead right here, showing us exactly why he's leading the way.
So now he will enter the pits, and Little Mac will be on hards, and One Wing will be on soft. So that's really going to open up the door. It could open up the door for even J-Rod or potentially J-Rod to maybe even get Little Mac on the hards. It might be too far ahead, though.
Yep, here they come in, and well, they both come in together. They have exactly the same amount of fuel, so if Little Mac wants any hope into winning this race, he'll have to take a bit less fuel than One Wing and try to come out ahead for the final 5 laps, which he has.
Wow, look at this.
He's right ahead there, bumper to bumper, and J-Rod has stayed out, so...
Oh, One Wing! One Wing didn't take the hards. One Wing's on the hards, too.
Oh, they are both on the hards, and now J-Rod has the shot. Let's see. The 3 of them, they are coming out together. out of the pit lane, and here we go. J-Rod
Oh, look at
on the
this,
outside.
J-Rod.
He lifts up. That's a sensible decision. That's good racecraft because one wing down the inside into the skid of the Lago. He moves Little Mac out of the way, gets the move done. But now J-Rod on slightly worn racing soft tires. I think he'll have to pit again, but he has a lot of fuel. And he'll be on the top tires. And he's getting the move done on one wing. And he's gone from P3 to P1 on about two corners, and that's brilliant from J-Rod.
What a job by J-Rod. I don't think he has to come in, Rodrigo. I think J-Rod is clear to go, and he just needs to put some distance between these second and third place drivers of One Wing and Little Mac. J-Rod, he came out in an unfortunate position as these two drivers were just leaving the pit. It was our mistake as we thought One Wing was on softs to the end of the race and was easily going to take this win. But the tables have turned and J-Rod is in the lead, and he will flip this championship up on its head as GTC3 never disappoints, as we said at the end of the race here.
Yeah, One Wing is the championship leader. J-Rod is in P3 on the championship, so he'll be making that gap a bit shorter and making an attack. He might jump into second place as Little Mac down the outside into the Senna S, outbreaks his rival on the same racing tire, cuts him off, takes the racing line.
That was a great move. That was a great move. Let's just check in as we can. Magic Man clear in fourth, Cannoli in fifth. Twilight is closing on
One Wing coming back at Little Mac down the outside. They've made contact. One Wing has let off the brakes and hit Little Mac. I think it's waiting. I think that's a good move. Yeah, that's a very good move.
He yielded the position back. That was a good job.
But, and now he'll be looking to attack him again as Little Mac runs a bit wide. And One Wing, forces his way through. Little Mac with a bit. Little Mac. That wasn't I don't know if I have an opinion on that.
One Wing went off now.
Yeah, One Wing. The contact, there was contact there. I think there was a bit of intent by Little Mac right there. We'll see about it. But after that, One Wing just pimped around on his own.
Yeah, and these guys really needed to try to work together to I know they're battling. I know they need the positions and the championship is up for grabs here. But if they could have just stayed together, worked a little bit more, they might have had a chance to do something with J-Rod on some worn softs. But J-Rod has now checked out and said thank you very much. I don't know. I don't want to jump to conclusions here yet. I want to say that Little Mac and One Wing were battling, of course, but it's a very hard transition when you go from softs all race onto the racing hards. So we will cut them some slack for that, but I'm sure there's going to be some investigations from the stewards there with these two. Now, can One Wing make up the ground? He's got two laps.
We have a battle. We have a battle for P5 right here, our only battle on the track, and Twilight and Joey Cannoli right here. Joey had a look into turn 1, couldn't get it done, but now has the draft after turn 3 into turn 4. Let's see about it then.
So Twilight did get the move done. Cannoli was in 5th.
Yep, he was in 5th. Well, wait, was he? Twilight goes wide, so as soon as the fortunes had gone good, they've gone bad again, as he might have dirty tires for the next corner. Joey looking to make an attack. Can't quite get it done yet.
As we go through here,
twisty, on the most twisty section of the track, Joey has slightly more worn out racing soft tires, so I'll be interested to see if he can hold on to him. Still, his 6th place is a pretty good result, but he'll be looking to get into the top 5.
We're looking to see how this Merc from behind the vet's view, how this Merc can handle the draft here. Will he get the slipstream?
He got a pretty good exit out of Jung Sao right there. Now we're off into the straight. He has a bit of draft, but he looks to be just half a second away. I think that's a bit too far back at the moment.
Yeah, the vet has so much more grunt and more power. Let's see what Cannoli can do under braking here. Gets close. Not close enough just yet, though. on the penultimate lap here, Rodrigo. So things have turned into some craziness here today.
Yep, indeed. The race peaked at around lap 34 when J-Rod, Little Mac, and
Oh,
One
they
Wing coming
both
out of
go
the pit wall
wide.
together.
Sorry, Twilight and Cannoli went wide. That was Cannoli's opportunity, but he actually seemed to have followed Twilight out into the runoff area, and Twilight got the position back. Man, oh man, are these guys putting on a crazy show today.
Yeah, well, that's pretty interesting. I thought Joey wasn't near enough anymore, and I thought, well, maybe this battle is done for, but no, it really isn't. You know, we have a position still being contested on the final lap.
Yes, now let's get back to the front here as J-Rock crosses for the final lap. What a run so far by J-Rock. Keep it clean, sir, and you will definitely be flipping the championship on its head. And an outstanding run so far from J-Rod. Little Mac, a little bit of controversy there, but he's had great success so far. And, you know, I mean, he did run an outstanding race. We thought One Wing, and it would have been such a battle to see these guys until the end, race on Racing Hards, as One Wing's about 2 seconds, maybe a little more, after those little incidents and bumps they had that we'll have to review. But what a job. We thought that One Wing was going to be on the softs and take the win to the end, but we were clearly wrong there, and he's doing a really good job. Magic Man in fourth has been solid pretty much all season long, but this does say something now, as One Wing in third and Magic Man on fourth, with J-Rod looking to win this race. That's going to be something very, very exciting for the championship. And here we go. We have One Wing, we have Twilight and Cannoli here. We also have Anubis in seventh. It's a clear seventh. Eighth, Emdes. Ninth, Cruz. Inferno catching up, and Mac has fell off. But let's check this battle out between Cannoli and Twilight here. Can they get it done?
Yeah, I think for Cannoli, it's too little too late at the moment, but anything can happen in GTC3, and it usually does. So we'll see. Only 2 corners remaining, really. Twilight keeping it calm, keeping it collected, and I think he's gonna
wrap it up and just take it home.
Yeah, rightfully earned that 5th place. But
congratulations to J-Rod.
Has crossed the line. Take a bow. We thought he was out of it. We thought it was between Little Mac and One Wing, but J-Rod is spectacularly coming back with a great strategy. I think he has done one less pit stop than both his rivals, so that was pretty impressive.
Twilight with the 360 across the finish line, taking 5th. I recommend in the future that drivers do not do that, because if you have somebody that's close to you in time-wise, that pit violations or something could ultimately affect you. So try and hit that e-brake after the finish line there, as Anubis takes home a solid 7th, and we have Emdes taking home 8th. Prek Cruz, I thought Cruz was really going to get the job done. I had really high hopes for him this round and this race, because especially off the start, he started off so well, and he could see there, you know, we didn't see all the incidents on track, but you could see he has some damage there, so he could have been involved in an incident, but he takes home 9th, Inferno in 10th, and Early Mac will round out the grid as he's taking his time putting away, barely crossing the finish line there. So, indeed, we had a pretty crazy, tremendous race there at the end there, Rodrigo.
Yeah, that was really fun to watch, you know, and I must say, yet again, take a bow for J-Rod. He's P3 in the championship. He has beat One Wing today, who has provisionally finished in 3rd place, so he's definitely going to be gaining some points on One Wing, and I thought he was out of it with his strategy, but he wasn't, and his strategy put him back up there.
Yeah, 100%, absolutely. I mean, no matter what way you sliced it up, J-Rod was actually he was winning that race, because he was on the softs. He unluckily came out where One Wing and Little Mac came out of pits, and he had to maneuver his way successfully around those guys. He did it before the S's, so hats off to J-Rod there. And like you said, it will throw a monkey wrench in this championship because Little Mac is in game, Twilight is in play, Magic Man obviously is in play, One Wing. We'll see if this win by J-Rod demotes One Wing. It's going to be crazy here, but we'll have to do the calculations and we'll have to do the stewards report for that last incident between Little Mac and One Wing there. Tough one to tell. I think both drivers, like I said, I don't think any harm or foul was intended. It's just really hard going onto those racing hards, those torture tires as we call them, especially when you come off of softs for 3 straight stints.
Yeah, that's right. The racing hard is one slippery racing tire compared to the racing stuff, so we'll see about it. The stewards will have to analyze it, so yep, that's all there is to say, really.
Yeah, indeed, and we just want to welcome and thank everybody for that has come and watched tonight. Thank you to all the GTC drivers and the whole SFR GT Challenge community. Don't forget, guys, that we will be back with you next week, and this Sunday, GTC1 takes place at Kyoto, so it's going to be an interesting race, as that track has actually never been on the schedule in SFR, so first time for everything. Last 3 tracks are Kyoto, then we head to Suzuka, and we close things out at Le Mans. So GTC2 got underway at Interlagos, obviously, and Josh from Demo 1 Garage will be doing that stream on replay, hopefully before GTC1 gets underway on Sunday. But yeah, that's the remaining schedule, so tune back in tonight, on Facebook and YouTube at Demo 1 Garage or the SFR GT Challenge Facebook page. We will be back Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern for GTC1, and we will be back, Rodrigo and I will be back to show you who's now leading the championship, what the new positions will be, and to see what kind of craziness takes place at Kyoto. So, thanks again, everybody. We appreciate it. Any last words, Rodrigo?
Yeah, thanks for, putting on a show to the GTC3 drivers, and yeah, that was pretty entertaining. I had to skip the previous race, but man, was this a good race, and to be honest, the only online racing series that I watch, one is the FIA Championships from North America and South America, where I get to watch my teammates race on the official Gran Turismo channel and myself on the South American region, and the other one is this one. So I must say that I'm not really interested in anything else sim racing wise, but this series GTC3, the GTC3 division, does really hook me up because it's really entertaining to watch.
You know what? It is indeed, man, and we have fun doing this. This is our first experience together doing this for our first season, and I'm the same way as you. I know that you have a lot of teammates at PX7, great team, Phoenix Racing. We have we have a lot of great teams in this whole series here, and well known through the FIA and Gran Turismo community. So it's been great, and it is not over yet. So we know that it's going to get interesting towards the end here with these last 3 rounds in play. So thank you to everybody out there. Thank you, Rodrigo. Appreciate it, and we will see you next time, everybody.
We will indeed.